What's going on over Dogman Dan here? We are going to talk a little bit about Omensight here, kind of give you a little review of the game, if you will. Hopefully I can do this justice. I did receive this directly from Spearhead Games for the purpose of a Let's Play playthrough, as well as kind of giving you a review, and hopefully, like I said, I can do a justice here in this game, this review. So simply put, it's a smooth hack and slash. It's heavily interlaced with an intriguing and masterfully written mystery story. Graphics, of course, are um, wonderful. It's a great art style that they have here. Spiritual successor to the original story's Path of Destinies, which I was able to work with Spearhead Studios a couple of years back regarding that as well. And I was more than willing to grab a copy of this when this was offered to me. I could not say no. I enjoyed the first game, and so far I'm definitely enjoying this one. I've got that playthrough going on the channel. It'll be here linked in a playlist at the end of the video as well, so you can always check that out if you want to as we slowly go through the whole thing. Um, Basically, you are a harbinger or the harbinger, a savior of the world, okay? And you have arrived back in time at a moment that's happened to the brink of the apocalypse. You have the initial option to choose one of two very different paths towards discovering the truth, okay? Once you have chosen your path, you will experience nearly equal parts hack and slash action, as well as a really, really good, strong story sequences that push you further through the plot. As you fight your way through, it's just visually awesome, and you'll be introduced to more of the Harbinger's abilities at a very gradual pace in terms of leveling up and everything else. You know, the style and originality of this game, of course, the graphics, the story, the voice acting is very well done. The environment design is very expansive. The game introduces you slowly through the abilities, so you're not just trying to figure them all out at one time. And you're reminded through the game how to do certain abilities, and of course, you can level up everything. Um, the controller is definitely recommended versus the keyboard. You can play with the keyboard. When I started the Let's Play series, I started with the keyboard in the first couple of videos, and it wasn't too bad. Similar to the original Stories game, it's definitely heavily recommended to go with a controller. And I switched over to the controller, and since switching into the controller, the gameplay has been even much more smooth, much more immersive. It's better flow, if you will, using a controller. Sometimes the camera angles are really odd, and you don't really get to control those camera angles. So that can make a difference partially through this game, partly through the game, if you will. You'll see as you're watching the series, there's definitely some angles that could have been better. Maybe I would have liked to be able to control the angle of the cameras a little bit more, but I'm okay with the way it is. It can be a little bit simplistic and repetitive by going back and forth, repeating the days over and over during the acts of the game. But that's the whole point. You're solving a murder mystery, and you're kind of choosing which way to go through the game as you gather all the information. You do have several levels, so depending upon your playstyle, you can go from basically a story-driven game all the way up to the hardcore, um, very heavy on the mechanics of hack and slash and gameplay versus with minimal storyline. So there's a whole lot in there for you to choose from depending upon your type of play style. Um, Definitely be prepared to be entertained. Definitely taking a lot of pictures. You know, this game is very well optimized, 60 frames a second, no problems at all. It is a fabulous I can't begin to say it's just fabulous art style and story. And at times though the voiceovers in some of the like the cutscenes get a little bit weird. Well, there'll be a little delay in there, a couple pauses that made no sense, but overall, for a smaller studio, my hat's off to these guys, and girls and ladies. They've done a great job. I do highly recommend this game. And again, I'm going to keep playing and going to play all the way through. We're going to have a full Let's Play playthrough on here for me in this particular game because of the way the story is. I've chosen to play it as a straight Let's Play without any commentary. That way you can get the full grasp of the game and really, really just get involved into it, immersed into it, if you will, because I know when I start playing, I get heavily immersed into it. And if it wasn't for me remembering that I was actually recording it every once in a while, and that I do have to stop uh, to pause my recordings as I'm playing, I could probably just play straight through this game nonstop for the amount of time it takes to get through, which I believe, as they said it for the average person, probably like 8 to 10 hours to get through the actual full game. For me, it's probably going to take a little bit more than that for sure, because I do like to explore everything. I do want to explore everything, always get everything, all the details in the game, and you'll see that as we go through. I'm constantly moving around, exploring, because that's part of the game as well. So it is on Steam. It's also on PlayStation 4. It's not on Xbox. But if you have your opportunity to get it, again, I do recommend it. It's on sale right now in the first week. So normally it's like $20. It's on sale right now for like $15.99. It's definitely worth the price. Um, it's one of those few games that these days, and it's a smaller indie type of game, that the value is definitely going to be there for what you're paying for. Anyway, if you have any comments or questions, please do feel free to leave them below. And again, if you've got some time and you want to, go ahead and check out my playthrough on it as we go through it. We'll just keep posting them until we finish the whole series, because I'm definitely going to finish this game, and I may go back to the original Stories game again and replay it. I did lose most of my content on that. Um, so I may just go back and replay that again at some point. But for now, hopefully you enjoy this series that I do put up, and hopefully this review does help you out. I'll catch you guys soon. Thanks for tuning in.